Run It Back Nation, what is good? Sixers sickos, what is good? Two things today. Two things after an incredible victory over the Chicago Bulls, just an absolute beatdown. Don't look at the final score. Two things. The Philadelphia 76ers, when healthy, as I've been saying, can compete with any team in the league. This team is a contender right now. Second thing, we saw a different starting lineup last night because of a DeAnthony Melton injury. We're going to look at some advanced numbers on that starting lineup versus the starting lineup with DeAnthony Melton and try to decide what the starting lineup should be moving forward. And you give me your opinions and all that. Coming right up.
Run it back, Philly. No frauds, no fanboys, no intros.
This is brought to you by HelloFresh. Go to HelloFresh.com/runitbackfree. Use the promo code RunItBackFree to get free breakfast for life. Link is in the description. Let's get down to business. The Philadelphia 76ers. Right now, and I've kind of been saying this the whole season so far because we've watched the team healthy. We've watched the team as currently constructed. We've watched the team go through injuries. We've watched the team go play traveling back-to-backs like any team does. I've been saying this team right now, as currently constructed, can compete with anybody when healthy. A lot of people talk about trade. We talk about the trade deadline all season long. We've heard from Daryl Morey about the trade deadline, but the team is damn good right now. Every time they lose on a traveling back-to-back or two or three players are out, including the MVP, everybody thinks they can't do it. They're not good enough. They need more, they need more, they need more. But as soon as you see them healthy and full and rested, they can compete with anybody. Last night, fully healthy, well-rested, they absolutely annihilated the Chicago Bulls, who just kicked our ass a couple of games ago on a traveling back-to-back without Joel Embiid. If that doesn't prove what I'm saying, I don't know what else to say to you. But let's just look at a couple of numbers right now. Listen, man, there's some simple stats out there, okay? It's offensive rating, it's defensive rating, and it's net rating. It's not hard. The Philadelphia 76ers right now are number 4 in the entire NBA in offensive rating at 120.4. This is 120.4 points per 100 possessions. There's an average of about 100 possessions per game in today's NBA. The Sixers score about 120.4 points per game. That is 4th best in the NBA. Defensive rating. Minnesota Timberwolves, Philadelphia 76ers, 110. The Philadelphia 76ers have the second best defensive net rating in the entire NBA behind the Minnesota Timberwolves. We talk a lot about perimeter defense. Certain games, they don't look ecstatic. Certain games, they don't look miraculous on the perimeter. Some players have miscommunication issues more than others. Some players fail to rotate and run out to the three-point line more than others. Some players don't box out well. But I think that probably the main message, one of the main messages of this video and me talking about basketball in general should always be all teams have flaws. And Sixers fans, we analyze one specific team every game. We hyperanalyze it. It's under a microscope. So the flaws are going to stand out for us. And we don't always realize that all teams have these same flaws. You work a job enough, you get burnt out, you start to talk about all the things you hate about that job, and you can't wait to go to another job. And you think, I'm going to go to this other job. I can't wait to go there. This job, this or that. And 2 or 3 jobs, you realize all jobs have flaws. You know what I mean? All jobs have the same issues. The manager's an asshole, whatever else. I don't know if that's a good analogy. But either way, the Philadelphia 76ers have the second best defense in the NBA. 4th best offensive rating. 2nd best defensive rating. For a net rating of 10.4. The number 1 net rating in the entire NBA right now, the Philadelphia 76ers. When's the last time we could say that? I don't know. Let me look at last year. Just for comparison, this is 2021-22, not in the top 10 in offensive rating. Defensive rating, not in the top 10. Overall net rating, they were 9th with a 2.8. We have a 10.4 right now. Last year, net rating 4.4 for the Philadelphia 76ers. Finished third in the entire league. The Boston Celtics ran away with net rating at 6.7. We have a 10.4 right now. And just off the top of my head, fully healthy, we lost to the Milwaukee Bucks opening night by 1 point. We beat the Boston Celtics, fully healthy. We've beat the Oklahoma City Thunder, fully healthy. We've beat the Minnesota Timberwolves, fully healthy. Tell me a team. Who is this team that the Sixers can't beat fully healthy? Please put it in the comments. Who is it? I keep hearing from Boston fans, but they forget about us beating the Boston Celtics fully healthy earlier in the season. Who's the team that the Sixers can't beat? Now, this also ties into what Patrick Beverley is saying in this clip that we're going to talk about in a minute. It's just the impact of Joel Embiid. He's this damn good that the Sixers' net rating is what it is because of him, because of the complementary players around him, namely one of my guys, Nick Batum. But here's an interesting stat that I just came across right now. One of the highest net ratings of a two-man lineup in the entire NBA is Joel Embiid and Jaden Springer. And that's just because of Joel Embiid. That just proves that Joel Embiid and basically any player on the floor is going to have a high net rating because it's Joel Embiid. That was only a 9-game sample size, and a lot of times Jaden Springer's in garbage time. Right around the corner there with a net rating of 27.4 is my favorite. Not the best two-man game in the league because I think it's Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid as far as points per game, etc. But my favorite, becoming my favorite combination of two players on the floor together, Nicholas Batum and Joel Embiid. Because Nicholas Batum is probably the best complementary big man. Actually, this is simple. Nicholas Batum is the best complementary big man Joel Embiid's ever played with. Nicholas Batum is the perfect, if you could build the perfect power forward for Joel Embiid, it's Nicholas Batum. Quick trigger three-point shooter, high percentage, 40+, right? Willing passer, wants to pass the ball, knows that his job is to get the ball to Joel Embiid. The best entry pass player I've seen in Joel Embiid's career. You can run the high-low with Nicholas Batum and Joel Embiid, and it's almost damn unstoppable because Nicholas Batum is such a high IQ basketball player. He makes the right play all the time. He makes the right pass. And still at his age, he can still rebound and play a little bit of defense. And just Nicholas Batum fits next to Joel Embiid so perfectly. And that James Harden trade, we thought these players were thrown in. We thought, they gave us a couple of washed veterans. Nicholas Batum is so good in the margins. It doesn't show up on the box score. It only shows up when you really look at things like two-player advanced numbers. Anyway, any lineup with Joel Embiid is dominating the NBA at this point of this season. He just averaged 40 and 10 for an entire month. He's the first player in history to average 40 and 10 shooting 60% in the history of the NBA in a single month. Not even Wilt Chamberlain. Yes, correct. Now, last night with DeAnthony Melton having the back issues that he had, lower back soreness, lower lumbar inflammation, something like that, Nick Nurse was forced to get a little bit creative with the starting lineup. And he started Kelly Oubre and Nicholas Batum alongside Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, and Tobias Harris. A lot of people loved that lineup. It's a small sample size. That lineup's only been on the floor for 5 games. Last night it was against the Chicago Bulls. Even though they killed us a couple of nights ago, they looked absolutely putrid last night. So it's a small sample size, but a lot of people like that lineup, and part of it is because we've kind of been saying, a lot of us, that DeAnthony Melton, I just don't think he's a starting NBA shooting guard on a championship level team. I don't know if Kelly Oubre should be at the 2, In a perfect world, I think a different shooting guard is in place of DeAnthony Melton, one with a little bit more size. And Kelly Oubre is at the 3, Nick Batum is at the 4, and Tobias Harris is in a different city. That's just what I think. But makeshift-wise, it worked out pretty good last night, and here's just some quick numbers on those lineups. So here's the starting lineup that we've been running with for a while now. Nick Batum, Tobias Harris, Joel Embiid, D'Anthony Melton, and Tyrese Maxey. And the numbers are good. A net rating of 34, offensive rating 135, defensive rating 101. The lineup that was last night is right here. Nicholas Batum, Tobias Harris, Joel Embiid, Kelly Oubre, and Tyrese Maxey. 130 offensive rating, 107.9 for a 22.2 net rating. So the advanced numbers look similar. Give me your thoughts in the comments, what you think of the starting lineup. Did you like the starting lineup last night more than the starting lineup with D'Anthony Melton? I personally kind of go back and forth with it a little bit. I think when Joel's not playing, any of these players are going to look a lot worse, and it's because players that are role players are forced to step up and try to handle responsibilities that they just are not equipped to handle. So when you have a game without Joel and you got D'Anthony Melton out there and not even Tyrese Maxey on the floor, and D Melt's out there running pick and rolls with Paul Reed trying to make something happen, it's just not going to look good. So it's not necessarily fair. Everything on this team revolves around Joel Embiid. But give me your opinion on the starting lineups. I love Kelly Oubre in the starting lineup. I don't know if Nick Nurse is going to run with that and bring Melton off the bench. Again, maybe Melton in the starting lineup, Oubre at the 3, Batum at the 4, and Tobias Harris off the bench. I don't know. But give me your thoughts and opinions on it. I don't know what Nick Nurse is going to do. But I did like the lineup last night. And these two players really next to Joel Embiid are two of the best complementary players he's had in his career so far. Nicholas Batum and Kelly Oubre Jr. I mean, you got the stretch 4, high IQ, high-low guy that can pass the ball, that can shoot it. And then you got the 6'8", athletic, slasher, dunker spot guy, can finish at the rim, is going to run on both ends of the floor, is going to dive on the floor, is going to get his hand in passing lanes. These two guys are just complementary pieces that Joel has not had in his career. He just hasn't, man. And a lot of people think the Tobias Harris hate is out of control or is unwarranted. We're always really just talking about fit, man. You want players that do the little things a lot better. That's what I think. That's all I got. Give me all your thoughts and opinions in the comments. Sixers sickos, I love you. The 76ers are making a historic run, and it starts right now. Damn it. Get on the wagon. Jump on the, what's the word I'm looking for? The fucking trailer. I don't know. Jump on the bus. I'll see you guys soon, man.